Well, howdy. Boy, howdy, does time fly by. It's time for another My Alaskan Backyard. It's Saturday, January 25th, 2020. Outside temperature is a balmy -5. Inside temperature, I guess we're over 35. I'm not quite sure. Still got my gloves on. And I can still see a little bit of breath, not too much. So you're listening or viewing live from Lazy Mountain. We're having some brewski. As you can see behind my shoulder, the sun is up over the horizon still. It's almost 3 o'clock, so we're gaining light big time every day. Won't be long till spring, about another 2 months. And then we'll go through this explosion of spring called breakup. That's about April. About April's breakup will start. Late March, it'll still be snowy and snow on the ground and stuff, and somewhat cold, but it won't be in the below zero for much of the day. It'll still be below zero, or below freezing at night for quite a long time, up until around June. April, end of May, starting in June, and then it'll moderate, and it won't be freezing at night. That's why we don't put our garden out till at least the 1st of June, even though it's some years you might be tempted to do it in early May or in May. But those of us who've lived here a while know that it's going to be hard frost at night until at least the first week in June. And then it'll be decent weather. Alright, so what are we going to do tonight? Well, I've been out shooting footage for some upcoming films I'm going to put up here. One is just a cooking video about making cowboy beans or pinto beans, and that'll be up here in a couple of days, depending how bored I get. And there's one, I've got part of it up on BitChute already, I think. It's titled January 2020. And it's basically just a little film about ice and snow outside and the general ambience of cold. Well, I've shot some more stuff, so I'm gonna rework that video and add to it and buff it up a little bit, and it'll be a new version of that will be out there shortly, within like 2 or 3 days. So be sure to check on YouTube and BitChute. YouTube not so much. BitChute is getting most of my work, and I think a lot of people are migrating away from YouTube because of the political stuff. So we'll still be part of the YouTube family for a while. I mean, I think I started storing videos up on YouTube and sharing videos on YouTube about 7 years ago. Yeah, about 7 years ago. I've been doing it for a while under different nom de plumes. But yep, we'll probably do some of that stuff. So what do we got up tonight? Well, I figured I've got a couple different ways we could go. Okay, I've got a bunch of spam emails to go over, and I'm probably going to I might share that with you guys, but I'm thinking about starting a new channel for computer users over 60, like myself. There's a lot of spam out there, and a lot of scams as well as spam, where they take advantage of older people who maybe not as sharp or didn't evolve around computers and stuff, and that don't understand what's going on. You got your ransomware stuff. Where you got your threatware and stuff, where they say they've taken over your computer and they try to convince you to send them money and things like that. I've got examples of email, those type of emails I'm going to go over, and probably put that in a separate video for my new BitChute channel, over 60 computing. So you guys can look for that. I'll probably put a link in this video to it later on, after the live stream ends, and be able to get to there. All right. With that said, let's see what we got going here. Well, we got Safari web browser, and there we go. Let's go look at some YouTube. And let's see what we got doing there. Oh, look at that. It says one watching, not a sign of global warming yet. Oh, that's amazing. I'm watching myself, and it actually is counting it. Cool. As you see, it's pretty cold in there. Hands are freezing. So, let's see here. What do you folks think about this fucking shit show that's going on there in Washington? I don't know, I watched little of the highlights from the Demtards, and I just think they're still pushing this coup shit, and if they don't shut this down soon, they're going to regret it. Because the people of America are not going to sit back and have their vote nullified from the last election. That's not going to happen. And they're not going to allow you to remove Trump from the ballot, dudes. No, your coup's not going to work. You should be thinking about how many of you are going to wind up in prison by the end of Trump's second term. Especially you Democrats. I don't know if all the Democratic people, all members of the Democratic Party are corrupt, but a large majority of the senior members are, and they have been for 40, 50 years. Some could say over 200 years. Since slavery days, they've been corrupt. They just changed the form of slavery on you, from physical to financial. You're still a slave to the Democratic Party. Now they want to just go right to socialism and communism. The same shit we fought the Cold War to stop. You've been lied to. Yep, you have been. Hey, alright. Not much there. Let me see what I can do here. I'll show you guys some of the stuff that's going to be in the next January 2020 film that I'm going to release here. Oh, we got problems there. Oh no. Okay, we gotta shrink that down. Now we can move this around. Put that there. And let's see if we can get it up on the map here. Hold on, folks. I'm manipulating some stuff around here, folks. So see if we can get this set up. Let's see what happens. Probably not. No, nothing's going to happen there. All right. Okay, so we'll just go like this. Display left. Yeah, let's put that up for you. Let's look at some of those pictures here that are coming in the next next film I'm going to lay out there. Let's go. Let's start with some of this video here. This was down at Mud Lake yesterday. Let's see. Welcome, folks. We're out at Mud Lake today, about 12 miles northeast of my house, and we're going to go explore around, show you some of the scenery. This is more in our series of January 2020, so sit back, light up the joint, pop a bottle of wine, cuddle up with the kids, or Fido, or even your cat, and enjoy the show. Ah ha ha. If you like that. That's going to be the intro to it. Let's get out of that. Alrighty. So, let's see. Let me give you a little preview of what we're going to do as far as the over 60 computing channel that I've created. And if I can get it to pop up there, see. We're going to be going over some stuff like this. Spam. This is all spam that was sent to me. And we've got everything from, if you own a a domain name, you're going to get spam like this constantly. Okay. This is not from your domain name hoster or your ISP. This is from a third party that's trying to get you to transfer your domain over to them for their control. They're trying to steal the registration of your domain. Okay, that's what this is all about. In this case, they're trying to steal LazyMountain.com from where it's currently hosted, which is mydomain.com, to their company. Okay, and you see top swauthority.top. Okay, so they're trying to steal your domain. That's just one example of some of this stuff. Here we go. These guys claim that my account was hacked by them. Okay, and what they've done here is, using a software program like Perl or Python or any scripting language, they've taken a list of emails, names, and domain names and users, and they've inserted that into a bulk email which they broadcast out over the internet. Okay, that's why it seems to be coming from me, from my computer. And their stick is, well, we've hacked your computer and that's why it's coming from you. They'll use, I don't know if one of these has got it or not. I'll see if I can. Let's open this up here. See if we can see it. Okay, so let's just go through it here. Let me see if I can get this bigger. Yeah, you should be able to see that now. Yeah, you should be able to see that. So this is what they're saying. Okay, I've already explained how this part of the header happens. Right, they're using a script on the server. They're taking a list of emails and domain names, and they're sending out this broadcast email in the hopes that someone's going to reply to it. You know, always do something like, I hacked your operating system. I got into your operating system. Are you wondering why you're getting this email? The facts are infected with... No, they didn't affect anything at an adult site you visited. Okay, there's their hook right there. They're expecting, out of the billions of these that they've sent out, that a certain percentage of them is going to land on someone who has this history of visiting an adult site. Now they're also counting on that the person doesn't want anybody to know they visited this site. Okay, that's part of their ransom extortion mail thing that they're doing. So now they're going to go in and try to tell me how they've done it. Okay. The hacking was carried out using a hardware vulnerability through which you went online. Well, no, it wasn't. I built almost all this equipment myself. Okay, I know all the exploits that are on there. All the holes are closed. Okay, so that's a complete lie right there. My exploits downloaded and listened. No, it didn't. Okay, but see, other people don't know that. You know, you may think, oh God, you know, a lot of this is applying to me. I better give them some money or they're going to ruin me. Because they're going to tell me that they not only took pictures of me masturbating while I was at this adult porn site, but they also got into my contacts and addresses. And now they have all my friends. They have everyone who was in my contact book, you know, in my list of contacts and emails. And they're going to send it to all of them if I don't send them some money right away. Okay? So we're reading this. It says, that is, I see absolutely everything that you do. View or download your files and any data of yourself. I also have access to the camera on your device. Oh yeah, I took pictures of you and videos of you at the moment and have harvested the solid dirt on you. See what they're doing? Okay? It goes on and on and on. Okay? Now here's the kicker. Say they don't want any money. They want you to send Bitcoin to them. They want you to buy Bitcoins and send it to their wallet. Okay. The reason they're doing this is because nothing's traceable in Bitcoin. So they can rob you at will. Okay. So now you say you have 48 hours to pay the safe payment. Okay. That's just one example of the kind of bullshit that older people are subject to being ransomed and stuff. None of that shit's true. Okay, I can open up the headers of this and find out exactly which device on the other side of the world sent this out. I can trace it back to them. You know, if you know how the internet works, you know that it's all based on packets, right? And every packet's got a header. Every packet contains the information of the last place it was as it transfers over the internet to its destination point, its end point. It's all recorded in there. If you know what you're doing, I can backtrace to these people, right? But there's no reason to. I mean, unless I really get bored one day, then I might go over here and backtrack to this guy and set up a bot to sit there and wait till he pops back online, and the minute he pops back online, launch a virus on our system. Okay, and what these people do with these mass emails is they're coming out of these server farms all over the globe. They're virtual machines. That means they don't really exist. They exist in software only for the amount of time that it takes for them to issue the emails. Then they drop off. So when you go to backtrace these people, you can get close to them, but you can never put your finger on exactly who they are, right? There are ways to get around this stuff to block these people, but most old people, most non-technical folks, they have no idea of how that these things are legit or not legit, and how to react to them. And that's the kind of stuff I'm going to cover on the Over 60 Computing channel. Okay, so be sure you guys check that out. Let me see if we can get out of this thing here. Let's kill that. Let's look at a couple more of them. Okay, here's a classic one. Okay, your mailbox quota has exceeded its limit. Okay, now that's the legitimate message if it's actually coming from maybe your ISP's address. Okay, I'd say what's a common internet service provider down in the States? Comcast, I think. You get an email from Comcast that says that you're like Fred at Comcast.com. His mailbox is soon to be expired. That's probably legitimate. Okay. When they do this, right? I'm the mail administrator. I run my own server sitting right over there. That's my email server and my web server. I built that from scratch, so I know that's not a legitimate email. But you wouldn't, if you as an individual user out there, unless you technically proficient, or that you run your own email server, you would fall for something like this. So what do they gain out of that? Okay. Let's see what they're asking for. They're asking for me just to click on something that's going to bring up a landing page. Okay, that's one thing, right? If there's an attachment to this email, okay, or some malevolent code embedded in the email, and I click on something, that could launch a virus or something on my machine. So your best bet for when you get things like this is just don't open it. Throw it in the trash. Just hit it in the trash. And make sure you empty your trash all the time. Okay. No, let's see here. Okay, you see it. I opened that up in a small little browser, right? And that's where it's coming from, linemark.info. Okay. It's not coming from lazymountain.com. It's, to me it's obvious, but to some folks it might not be. All right, that's another form of junk mail, spam mail, email. Another thing what they're trying to accomplish. Some of these is they're trying to harvest valid email addresses so that they can resell them to spammers. Okay, you get a lot more money if you got 1 million verified email addresses, right, that you've gotten a response from, or is valid because they've opened your email. Then you get, if you send out 10 billion emails that you made up from just random component parts, like a random name.com or .org or stuff, and a list of people. There's well-known users on every computer, right? Everybody either does they do their first name, a combination of names and shit. Uh, you always have sales. You have info. There's well-known users. You can program that stuff, and, because you can make a list of it, and you can iterate down through the list and send an email to all those people, and that's what they're doing, and they're thinking that there's a certain percentage that's going to be, the odds are there's going to be a certain percentage of people that actually respond to that because we've gotten the right combination through guesswork. All right, let's see. Let's look at another one. Here's another one. This is another hacker that says that I've been hacked. Okay. But this guy's using a different format. He thinks that that he doesn't have to remain anonymous, or he's made up a completely bogus return address. And he says he's in admission of my operating system. Well, he's not. There's no way. See, I'm sending this message from your email ID. Sure you are. Right? You're sending this message with software that allows you to manipulate the header, which is basically a string that anybody can change to anything they want when you initiate an email message. And the message is transferred from one mail server to the next mail server. Now, granted, that's not a common knowledge for every computer user, but anybody who's ever done any systems work knows that. Another thing that I don't like about these spammers, I know they're just trying to make a buck, right? And these crooks here, they're trying to prey on people then they feel that that's their job, right? To prey on the innocent. You won't prey on me because I know better. In fact, you remember a few months back when you visited, here's the hook line again. I infected you with a malware a few months back when you visited an adult site. See? And since then I have been observing your actions. Ooh. The same exact spam or scam that they're trying to pull, except somebody's changed a few things from it. It's all boilerplate crap that's coming out of these fucking criminal enterprises all over the fucking Eastern Europe, now Western Europe, and mostly Asia. Like India is famous for this shit. They go out and they get intelligent people. They've got education. They've graduated high school and stuff, but since there's so many people over in India and the standard of living is so low compared to America or anywhere else, they can recruit people as this is their 9-to-5 job. They go in there and sit at a terminal all day long and they scam people, right? Check YouTube. You'll find all kinds of anti-scammers out there who deal with these people and show you examples of the kind of crap that they do. I've had them call me on the phone and say that they're the IRS and they're sending a sheriff's deputy out to arrest me, And I've had a client of mine that are in their late 80s have to deal with the same fucking stuff when they're barely fucking still functional. They live on their own, right? They're grown kids come and check on them and stuff, but they have to deal with this shit. They're in their 90s and stuff. They don't, they're very vulnerable to being scammed. And that's the kind of shit that pisses me off. And I'm telling you scammers out there, you keep pissing me off. I'm retired. I ain't got nothing to do. You keep sending me this shit. I'm going to make it my mission to come and fuck you over. Because I don't give a shit what people say. You can be found and you can be punished if you know how to do it. And I fucking know how to do it, and so do my friends. So keep that in mind. All right, let's get back to this. I'm getting sidetracked. All right, here's another classic spam. This one's kind of comical though, right? This is the same exact email message. Let's see, can you? I hope you guys can read that. Look at the header. Look who it's from. Valerie X. Gray Reynolds. And what's the title of it, of the email? I'm an interesting and not boring girl. Okay. The body of the letter. I am an interesting and not boring girl from a very child. I have been active and cheerful. Okay. Here's another one. This one is from Mrs. Nellie Wesley. I am an interesting and not boring girl. I'm an interesting, not boring girl from a very childhood. I've been active and cheerful. Duh. Okay, you guys get what's going on there? And the reason that the name is changing, and more than likely those are valid names somewhere that were harvested off a list of names. They're not made up randomly. The reason they're changing is because people that run like Windows 10 and 7 and a lot of the Microsoft anti-spam programs and stuff will be able to recognize that the wording is the same, and they'll check and see whether they're coming from the same person. If they are, once they've identified this, and if this was exactly the same on the second attempt, they would block it automatically. But if this changes, depending on how the software is written, they may be able to continually send this spam out, right, and get through the filters. Here's another one. This one is, hi, my name is Ann. I'm an engineer. Okay. Let's see if we can read this one. Let's open this. Oop. Okay. This is the message here. And you guys can see it. Hi, my name is Ann. I'm an engineer. I'm searching for a serious relationship, hoping in form of marriage. All right. It goes on and on and on and on. Okay. Here's another one. Now this one's from Horatia S. And the other one was from Dorel W. Okay. Same exact stuff. Same exact wording, just different from the person it's from is changed. Okay. So some more. Here's some different ones, but you get the gist of where I'm going with this stuff here. All right. This one. Here's a dumb fucker here. I am a spyware software developer. Okay. Nobody uses those terms in the IT industry like that. On this day, I hacked your OS and got full access to your account. No, you didn't. I send this message. Just the grammar alone should tell you this is coming from an uneducated fucking idiot over in some place where English is a second language. You know, I sent this from your account. Yeah, sure you did. The hacking was using vulnerability through which you went on. No, it wasn't. No, you didn't go around my router, and you didn't exploit anything there. You see, because I'm not like other folks. I regularly check that shit. Okay? I look at logs. I'm a systems administrator. This is obviously bogus. But see, you guys wouldn't know that shit. You might fall for this crap. Okay? Now here's another thing. Since if I can connect to your via the VNC, no, you can't, because I don't have those ports open. So you're a fucking liar again. But how many people would know in order for the VNC protocol? I think it stands for Virtual Network Connection. Okay, that's where remote remote computing from one to another, right? That exists, but you got to have the port open on your router, or else the packets aren't going to go anywhere. They go to Bitbucket. They get to the router. The router's is responsible for sending information from different ports to the machine on the ports on the machine. Okay, comes in on goes to one port on the router, and that allows you to switch those ports around and stuff. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. They're trying to scare people. Yeah, you have access to the camera on my device. Oh yeah, sure you do. Oh, he got dirt on me. Oh, they got dirt on me. Oh my God. They save all my chats. Oh, yeah, I'll bet you do. I know what you like in adult sites. Yeah. Oh, you got a secret. Oh, fuck. See, they're counting on. They send out 1 billion of these or more. You know, how many people are on the internet right now, worldwide, on different segments? Okay, just the English-speaking world alone is probably fucking what, 50 billion or so. No, wait a minute. How many? There's like 300 billion people on the planet, isn't there? Something like that. No. You get my drift. You know. So, and the thing is, these people, you still see this stuff, and these people exist because of the economy of scale. Now they can send out 1 billion of these things, you know, and look at what they're asking. They're asking for how many hundreds? Like 779. It's always a different freaking amount, right? But look, Bitcoin crypto wallet. This string of characters here, numbers, is just the address on somewhere out in the ether of a accounting box that keeps track of how many bitcoins and how much Bitcoin this person has access to. And that's a whole big old discussion. I don't want to get into digital currency and said it exists, whether it's good or not right now, and who controls it. That's a big old discussion we can have some other time. And I destroyed from my server. We're going to want to remove you from your system. So, yeah, right. Good luck. Fuck you. Oh, have a little more wine now. Fuck you, motherfucker. All right, let's see what we can. Just for grins and giggles, let's analyze this this email. Let's see. So, you message. Let's look at the raw source first. Okay. Alright. Looks like that's all encoded in like on a 64-bit or 128-bit string or some shit. So that's the raw source. Let's look at the headers. And so, no message. Let's see. Where is that the header? Oh, view. It's under view, message headers. See the headers. Okay. Okay, this is where it originated from, return path. Vanilq at genericacc.be. Okay. What domain is BE? Okay. So let's look it up. Let me see if I can get my browser up here. And let's go. UME means that in dot BE. kind of tough to search with your cheap domain names. Makes sense. Free range. Okay. What is the VD domain? Code top level domains. Oh, it's coming from Belgium. Oh, hello Belgium. You guys got some scumbags over there, huh? Just like the rest of the planet does. Okay. All right, so we know this is coming from Belgium. And let me see here. Let's go back to this. All right, so it's coming from Belgium. As you see, the two. So we send me original copy and a carbon copy. So he's trying to make sure it gets through. Okay. Content type text plain. Okay. Mine version. That's the line version. Return path. Coding base. Ah, there we go. Content transfer and coding. So this. Remember when I showed you the raw stuff? That was a base 64 encoded version of this. Okay. And encode base 64 is just a method that's used in computers to encode data, so it's not seeable unless you got the key to undo it. Okay, so this come directly from wtbwscom.geracc.be. Okay, so let's see if there's any data existing on these. Let's see if that domain name is registered with anybody. No. Okay, so let's do it like this. I'm going to go copy it. And I'm going to go, let's say, start a version of my network utilities. And let's go, let's do a who is. Okay. Let's do a domain search. Okay. Maybe a lookup. Oh, okay. So this guy who transmitted this for, what's his name there, for Valankaloch, okay, can be found at this IP address. Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's copy that. All right, so let's go back and look at who this IP address belongs to. Let's see if we can find out who the domain is registered to. Okay, so they're allocated addresses. Doesn't mean that they're used. These have been further assigned to users. Oh, this is coming from a server farm in Belgium. Da-da. RIP Network Coordination Center. Okay. In the Netherlands. This is where this shit's originating from. All right. Let's see if they're up. They're active. Okay. So first let's ping it. And see if they've got a router up or a server that's answering ping at that address. Nope. So they're not up. Now, here's an example of what I was talking about. If I was really malicious, now that I know this much, I would fire up my Perl interpreter and write a Perl script to activate on my server that would continually ping this address until such time as it answered. And when it answered, what that would mean would be they powered it on and it's up on the network. Remember, things are running at the speed of light here, right? So in my code, I would go ahead and say, okay, once this is up, once it answers the ping, then I'm going to port scan the thing and find out which ports are open, what programs are running. All that's available from a port scan. But they got to be up on the internet first. So my software would do that, would ping them until they came up, and then the moment they came up, the next thing would be the port scan would start. And while they were up transmitting their shit to the universe, spinning their vile crap, I would be finding out which services they're running. Okay, so now I know whether they had a mail server on there. Right now I know whether they'd have a web server, a mail server, all kinds of different type of services that their machine would have. I could find out by port scan, because the way the IT industry is, there's going to be certain assigned ports are going to handle certain traffic, right? Well-known defined ports like mail, right? Like port 8080 or port 8080 for HTML, things like that. Those are all known quantities, right? Find out what's open. Okay. Now I know I'd watch them for a few times, because they're going to drop back offline. They're going to come on and they're going to drop back offline. I'd wait till they come. I've done it a few times, maybe a week or two, right? I'm gathering this data on what ports are answering. It might take that long, right? Depending on how long they linger up online. But eventually I'm going to get all that shit. Now I go fire up my Kali Linux, and now I know their IP address. I know what ports they on. I know what services they got going, right? I start for just about every service that exists. There's an exploit. Okay, I'll find the right exploit. Eventually, I'll get root access on their machine for real, not the same root access that they're threatening to do through my computer. You got to remember, most of the people that are going to get these emails, they're running Windows. Windows operating system. Very few of them are going to be running Linux or Mac. Most all of them are going to be running Windows, right? So there's going to be all well-known exploits. These people, they're running a Linux server or their system's a Mac or so, I know those exploits on those, right? I can tell what boxes they're running, what software they're running from the answer to the port scans. Now I got the data I need to start fucking them over royally. Okay, I can either bring their systems down, keep them down, put in a virus that will destroy their networks and wipe out all their storage devices, myriad of things to get even with them. Okay? But why do I want to do that? I know that they're not, that it's not real, but other people don't. And if they keep doing this shit and this keeps becoming a problem, I'm retired now. I got plenty of time. I'll just make it my business to learn how to do it more and attack these assholes. But let's move on. I just wanted to illustrate to you that there are things you can do to combat these things. But the average 60-year-old person's not going to know that at all. The average Windows user is not going to know how to open up and check a header or how to do backtrace and find out where this thing came from. And you know, we could even find out the entire route it took by doing a trace route to this guy's machine. Let's do a trace route and see how far back that goes. How many machines he hops through before he gets there. And this is why the virtual private networks are just stupid. Because you can always get through them. You can find out where something comes from. Just watch that, see? 9 hops so far. 10 hops. Netherlands. They were in the Netherlands right there. Hopping around the Netherlands quite a bit, the different boxes, routers. That must be their VPN thing there that they're using. The last one was at number 15 there, which is at, yeah. So it peters out at, 16 hops. Yep, so they're off right now. They're off the air. They have to come back up on the air. So they're probably a virtual machine that the guys shut down for the day or the month or however long you need. Or it might not even exist anymore. They probably got that IP address from a pool of available IP addresses for a virtual network that exists on that server farm. Yep. See how it stops? So yeah, I can find you if I want to. Now I can go there and I can take it out on the ones on top of them too if I want to. But you know, the server farm's not gonna to be held responsible for what these assholes do. They'll just say, "No, all right, well, we'll ban the guy from the account." That doesn't help the millions of people these fuckers have swindled now, does it? So, anyway, that's a preview of what you can look forward to on the channel, my BitChute channel, over 60 computing. Okay, I do believe that's it. Let me check and make sure I'm telling you guys the right one. Yeah, over 60 computing on BitChute, bitchute.com. I'll be posting some stuff, be making some videos on this type of product for them. Okay, all right, let's go back to, let's go back over here. And look at that. Okay, we're just live streaming that. Nobody's watching, so that's alright. I'll make a copy of this and put it up on BitChute to my fans up there. And there'll be like at least 50 views in a week or so. No problem. So it's getting to be close to 4 o'clock. I need to gonna make some good old-fashioned tacos tonight, so I'm gonna get cracking on that. So until next time, let's see what we got going here. I'll let you enjoy looking at my ugly mug just one more time while I set things up here. We'll say goodbye, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Do you like this kind of crap? Subscribe. If you don't, why are you even watching it? Hey, whatever. Till then, enjoy the Flight of the Valkyries.